Here's another video showing proof that your credit doesn't matter when trying to get a loan. Now, there's three things that you're actually going to need. And here it is. You're going to need to show proof of identity. Okay, that's number one. Then you're going to have to show proof of income. This is going to be your biggest factor here. All right. Showing that you have regular deposits and stuff coming in order to qualify. Because the loans I'm going to show you, I'm continuing to tell you that credit does not matter. So if you got a 500 credit score, but however, you got revenue still coming into business, credit is not going to stop you. Okay? That's not the problem. All right? And then the proof of address. Those are the top three things that actually you need in order to get qualified for business funding. All right? Now, let's talk about this first lender. So the first lender you hear me talk about is Cashera. Okay? And so the reason I talk about Cashera, because I like to prove the point that in terms of you can be in the gig economy, 1099, self-employed. They focus on those type of people. All right. So the maximum is $5,000. All right. Now, soft pull earnings based approval. All right. So they're not doing a hard pull on your credit. The only reason they're looking at the credit is to make sure that you're not scamming. Okay. And make sure that you never had a loan with them or any of their subsidiaries before. That's the only reason why these companies are pulling the credit or you not currently in a bankruptcy. Okay? That's the reason. Other than that, you shouldn't have a problem getting qualified for these type of loans. These lenders are trying to make it much easier. Now, the interest rate, and yes, it is a merchant cash advance. The interest rate, again, for these type of loans usually is much higher than your traditional banks and credit union. But at the same time, when you need to fix your vehicle, or you need equipment, or you need money just to pay a few bills until your next cash load comes in or something like that, this is the place. Who is eligible? Okay, again, we was talking about it. So if you are a Lyft and Uber driver, you can take advantage of this, even if you have a Dave's loan out already. You still can do this. Look at it, gig workers, micro freelancers. All right, that's the thing about it. The payment terms. Okay, the repayment amount, the borrow fund is typically determined by the agreed upon amount. All right. So that's the thing about it. Are you, do you have the means to pay it back? Do you have an active checking account? That's the reason I continue to tell you guys there are lenders out there that do not care about your credit. Here's another reason about Cashera when paying the loan back. Okay, so basically, in terms of like where you would have like a fixed monthly payment, their payments on return is when you actually on the revenue that's coming in. So that's how they adjust the payment. So you may have a good week where you make $1,000 a week, or you may have a week where you only make $300 a week, and so they adjust the payments to that. Okay, that's the reason why. Here's another place. This is Fundable. Okay. And what does that say here? 500 plus credit score. All right. That's all you need is a 500 plus credit score. And it's not a hard pull on the credit. They're going to want 3 months of bank statements. And they expect for you to be in business for at least 6 months. Okay. Now, the revenue you have to make for them is about 8,000. And for some people, hey, doing the gig economy, that may be a lot of money. Okay, because 8,000, you're looking at what, $2,000 a week. So yeah, that may be a lot of money, but at the same time, like I said, they're not focused on the credit score. They're focused on the revenue in the business. It has nothing to do with the credit score. Now, another place I continue to tell you all about is PayPal working capital. And here's the thing about it. All they want you to do is have a PayPal business or a Premier account for the past 90 days. A lot of people in the gig economy sleep on PayPal. And here's a hack to help you. Look, if you're in the gig economy and you're getting paid daily or every 2 days, or you pay yourself weekly, all right, what you need to do, you need to have a regular checking account. Okay. So I would say your checking account should be with Chase, Capital One, or Citibank. Now, the reason I tell you that is because those accounts report not only to Experian, Equifax, but they also report to Small Business Financial Exchange. And Small Business Financial Exchange sets you up so that you can be in a better position to qualify for a loan for SBA. Okay. Now, they also uh, Dun and Bradstreet picks up this information from Small Business Financial Exchange as well. So for those of you that's worried about like a paydex score and stuff like that, uh, Dun and Bradstreet picks that information up from Small Business Financial Exchange about some of your accounts. All right. Now, you have net 30s and stuff, but these here lenders don't care about net 30s. That's the reason I continue to tell you guys, you're focusing on a paydex score. Net 30s is not necessary because these lenders don't care about credit score. They don't care about a paydex score. They don't care about net 30s. So those things are not relevant to these here lenders here. All right. Now the minimum income $20,000 annually. Okay, so $20,000 annually. That's less than $2,000. What, $1,250 or something like that, or even 15,000. All right, so you're not expected to be making a whole lot of money in order to get qualified for a loan through PayPal. All right. Now, let's talk about a platform. And people have used this platform. I have clients that have used this platform that have had success. And this is Fundbox. Okay. And so let's look at Fundbox. What do you need for the application? Active checking accounts with at least 3 months of business transactions. So you see what I mean here? Most of these companies, they're not looking at the credit score. They're looking at, hey, do you have operating revenue? Okay. Do you have deposits, active checking account? All right. So that's what they're looking for. It's a soft pull on the credit file. Again, they're not looking at the credit score. They're looking to make sure that you're not committing fraud. Okay, making sure you're not in a bankruptcy. That's the reason why they're asking for this information. But they're very easy to work with as well. Now, the last one, again, I talk about is Giggle Finance. Okay, so with Giggle Finance, here's the minimum requirements, right? Minimum's 2,500. Now the interesting thing, they go anywhere from 15,000 the first time around, up to 15,000 the first time around, up to 20,000 the second time around. I remember when they actually only offered like 5,000. Now they up to 20,000. They used to only offer like $5,000. So they actually expanded. So you're able to get more money to help your business and stuff like that. And again, they're not tripping off the credit score. What's the credit score like? They're not looking for that. Now, here's the thing about it. This is something that's because a lot of people are like, when do I have to pay it back? All right. And so they have weekly payments. But if your business revenue fluctuate, we're always willing to work with you to adjust your payment schedule. Okay? So you can be paying back weekly, but they'll be able to work with you. Okay? So that's the best part about this. And it says here, what's the minimum? Up to 15 and up to 20. Up to 15 and up to 20 for revolve. So you actually see that these companies are being transparent. Again, like I said, because you have bad credit, just expect for those interest rates to be much higher. All right. So if you have any question about business credit funding, personal credit funding, removing negative items off the credit, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.